On this episode of CityView, Shoal Creek, what the City of Austin is doing to improve the Shoal Creek corridor. Affordable housing, the city invests in another affordable housing property. And Zilker Tree, the annual holiday tradition, once again lights up the Austin skyline. Thanks for joining us. I'm your host, Leslie Sopko. Those stories and more, but first our top story. A citizen survey conducted earlier this year shows Austin ranked #1 in satisfaction among 13 cities with populations greater than 500,000. This includes Dallas, Fort Worth, San Antonio, Seattle, and Boston. Austin scored high for the city's parks and recreation services, the quality of public safety, and overall customer service. The city's Economic Growth and Redevelopment Services Department recently hosted a clean energy technology delegation from Russia. The group came to Austin because of the city's advanced use of clean energy and green building practices. The Russian delegates were given a tour of Austin Energy's Mueller Energy Center, which is among the most environmentally friendly energy systems in the world. It provides steam heating, chilled water cooling, and power to the Dell Children's Medical Center and other nearby buildings. The group also visited research facilities at the University of Texas, as well as the Austin Technology Incubator.
Immediately when we considered where we would want to go for a clean energy technology delegation, Austin was one of the first cities that we thought of.
Мы впечатлены теми результатами, которые
What brings me here is a desire to learn from your experience, especially as it relates to green building practices. We're much impressed by your accomplishments, would love to learn from you, and if possible, to replicate some of your accomplishments throughout Russia.
The trip was part of an effort by the Obama administration to increase trade in the energy sector between the United States and Russia. In other energy-related news, the Electric Reliability Council of Texas says there is sufficient electricity to meet the state's demand this winter. That's barring no unexpected generation outages during extreme weather conditions. Austin Energy has some simple winter tips for reducing energy use and lowering your heating costs. Set your thermostat at 68 degrees or lower when possible. Every degree higher will increase your electric bill by at least 3%. Open curtains and blinds to let the sun help heat your home. Keep your fireplace flue closed to prevent heat from going up the chimney. Check your windows and doorways for any gaps and add weather stripping if necessary. And Austin Energy recommends insulating your water heater and pipes for better efficiency. All of these tips can be done for little or no money and produce big energy savings. The City of Austin is making improvements to the Shoal Creek corridor from 15th to 28th Streets, including areas through Peace Park. Channel 6 spoke with civil engineer Morgan Byers, who discussed the scope of the Shoal Creek restoration project.
Shoal Creek is a large, flood-prone watershed. It carries water from north of Highway 183 downstream approximately 10 miles to Lady Bird Lake. Over the years, some sections of the creek bank have become eroded, threatening trees and trails and degrading our water quality.
Well, with watershed protection, we're planning a project to do some restoration on Shoal Creek here, starting up at Shoal Creek Boulevard and extending down just upstream of 15th Street.
The project will also relocate wastewater lines from the creek bed, provide treatment for water quality, and improve the vegetation and trails along the sides of the creek.
I'd say the biggest problem is the general creek erosion. We plan to stabilize about 3,000 feet of creek bank in this area.
Native materials such as limestone boulders and native plants will be used to repair the eroded stream banks.
It'll clean up Shoal Creek and make it a much more beautiful place. In doing that, we are going to protect the streamside corridor. We'll reduce the loss of land that's occurring into the creek.
Stormwater treatment will include green infrastructure techniques such as rain gardens and vegetated filter strips to remove pollution and improve the quality of water flowing into Shoal Creek.
All the water in Shoal Creek starts up at US 183 and makes its way all the way to downtown and ultimately into Lady Bird Lake. So all that pollution can ultimately end up in Lady Bird Lake. So anything we can do to clean that water before it gets there is really a benefit to the community.
The design phase of the project began in July 2011 and is expected to continue through 2012. During this phase, there will be several public meetings where the community can provide feedback on the design.
We plan to begin construction on this project in 2013. Project will last approximately 1 year, and the construction budget is approximately $5 million to do all the work we're proposing.
Portions of Pease Park and the Shoal Creek Hike and Bike Trail may be closed or rerouted during construction.
For more information, visit austintexas.gov/watershed. You can also email Shoal Creek at austintexas.gov or call 895-9599. And now it's time for our Austin City Council update.
Put that out. If you've been smoking at a City of Austin park, you'll need to quit. The Austin City Council approved an ordinance prohibiting smoking in city parks. That includes athletic fields, nature preserves, and swimming pools. It does not include smoking during a round of golf, but it does cover golf courses before and after a round. Violation of the ordinance could result in a Class C misdemeanor and a fine of up to $2,000. Meanwhile, Council also voted to accept federal grant funds to help guide Austinites to tobacco-free living. Grant funding is designed to reduce death and disability due to tobacco use by 5%, as well as reduce the rate of obesity by 5% and death and disability due to heart disease and stroke by 5%. Council approved a resolution to continue adding fluoride to the city's water supply. The resolution mentions fluoride's positive population-based public health effects and calls for posting information about fluoride and infants on the city's website and in neighborhood centers and WIC offices. Council adopted the master plan for Austin Resource Recovery, formerly known as Solid Waste Services. The plan projects future department activities and services for the next 30 years and includes review and assessment of existing new initiatives to bring Austin to a goal of zero waste, where all products get reused or recycled instead of disposed in a landfill. It lays a framework of how the department provides services to its customers and coordinates the growth of its facilities and functions. Council also approved changes to the live music permitting process. Among other changes, an application for a multi-day special event permit must be submitted no later than 30 days prior to the start of the proposed event. A permit application will also have to include the size of a venue and anticipated attendance for a temporary event and whether alcohol consumption will be allowed. A permit applicant will also be limited in how many temporary use single event permits are issued for a particular venue in a given year. You can find more information at austintexas.gov/music. In all, Council considered 91 items at its December 15th meeting. Its next regularly scheduled meeting is January 12th, 2012. For CityView, I'm Larry Schooler.
The City of Austin is committed to providing affordable housing for residents. City leaders earmarked $3 million in affordable housing bonds to the Palms property located at 8600 North Lamar. This leveraged more than $30 million in investments, including $15.4 million in state tax credits. National and local leaders attended the grand opening of the complex, which features almost 480 affordable housing units. Among other things, residents at the complex have access to a learning center, fitness facility, and community room for social gatherings. They also have easy access to transportation, retail services, and jobs.
In 2012, and we anticipate that we'll have another bond election. And if I have anything to say about it, there will be more money for affordable housing.
This truly takes the term community to a whole new level. And hopefully someday we no longer have to say things like affordable housing. It just becomes a part of what we do in Austin, Texas. It just becomes housing, quality housing, as you see here on this site.
This is also the first affordable housing community in Texas that is completely Wi-Fi accessible. The Parks and Recreation Department is updating its master plan for Auditorium Shores and for Butler Park, both located around the Palmer Events Center. To view the current plan or for more information on this effort, visit the website shown on the screen. 2 open houses will be held in the coming months for residents who would like to share ideas with city officials. You can also provide feedback at any time through the City of Austin Speak Up Austin site at speakupaustin.com. And finally, the colder weather makes it feel more like the holiday season, and so does that Austin tradition of spinning under the Zilker holiday tree. Channel 6 attended the annual Zilker tree lighting, which had a big turnout even in drizzling rain.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1!
Zilker tree will be lit each evening from 6 p.m. to midnight through December 31st. And that's all for this edition of City View. I'm your host, Leslie Sopko. Our next episode premieres Friday, December 23rd. Thanks for watching and have a happy holiday season.